Click check. Did you just choose a great video? Do you love iconic movies and guns? Ever wanted to see them up close and get the real story behind them? Well, then you're in the right place. Stick around because this channel was made for you.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
Aloha! Today we're talking about one of my favorite boyhood shows and an iconic pistol. No, wait, that's not big enough. We're talking about the pistol that defined the 20th century and fought 2 world wars. For 8 seasons and 162 episodes, we watched Tom Selleck playing a former Vietnam veteran and Navy SEAL, living the American dream as a private investigator in Hawaii. He had the good looks, the charm, the Ferrari, and of course, that Colt 45. In this video, I'll be highlighting action scenes from my favorite episodes, rating the show's firearm accuracy as always, and I'm sharing a little known secret about that iconic pistol. Finally, stick around to the very end of the video for my favorite scene of the whole show, where Magnum's character is pushed beyond his limit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of the Magnum P.I. Colt 1911. And here is my 1972 Colt government model Mark IV Series 70 in its original packaging, which has got a little damaged over the decades. So let me just do a quick safety check. All right, we are good to begin. I'm going to take a quick pause, put some gloves on, because this thing is a fingerprint magnet. All right, new upgrade for the channel here. Some marching gloves, thanks to the commenters that told me about these. All right, history of the gun. The 1911 was designed obviously by John Browning, the legend, and it got its name from the year it was formally adopted into the US military. And it served as the standard US sidearm all the way to 1985, when it was replaced by the Beretta M9. This beautiful platform, which I also have a video on. And this one narrowly won the competition for the M9 over this example, 6-hour P226, which I also have a video on. Talking of 1911s, here are the ones in my collection. And while I show them to you, I just want to quickly thank the sponsors of this video who make it possible for me to keep producing content. You may not know, but since the channel doesn't earn any ad revenue because movie and TV studios don't allow me to monetize these videos, your support of my partners is the reason that I can cover the expenses of making videos. First of all, Sonoran Desert Institute. SDI offers top-notch online firearms education, including a course on the 1911 platform, like this little Llama Especial in 380 ACP. So if you're interested in a career as a gunsmith, shooting sports management, or you just want to learn about the rapidly expanding opportunities in commercial drones, please use the link in the description and pinned comment where you can ask SDI to send you more information. Now, if you're a collector like me, finding the right firearm takes time, patience, and dedication, especially if it's a kind of rarer model like this AMT hardball alongside from the movie The Terminator. Now, personally, I like browsing gun shows, especially visiting local gun stores in person. But the challenge is really that you're limited to the number of dealers that you can visit within the driving distance of your home. So that's why I'm proud to have the support of Guns International, a site that I use every single day. It's the nation's largest online classified listings site. It connects you with local stores and enthusiasts across the country, allowing you to find inventory, compare prices. Most important for me, talk to really great people that work in local gun stores and negotiate really good deals. Excited to partner with Guns International on the channel, and to launch, we have a giveaway. So one lucky winner is going to receive an incredible prize package, which you can find out about by signing up using the link in the description. And I'll announce the winner at the end of April 2025 in the YouTube community section on the channel. So good luck if you enter that. The US military acquired 2.7 million 1911 pistols in total. And it's important to remember that whilst that's a big number, tens of millions of personnel served during the 74 years that these firearms were in service in the US military. So this just underscores the sheer scale of their use, repair, and maintenance across multiple generations of soldiers. Over the years, the 1911 has seen numerous revisions and improvements. The first major change, the 1911A1, came in 1924, and key modifications included a shorter trigger, scalloped frame cutouts, and an arched mainspring housing, and a longer safety spur here to prevent hammer bite. In 1949, Colt introduced the Commander model, which was an aluminium frame rather than steel, and a slightly shorter barrel at 4.25 inches, and a rounded hammer, which reduced snagging upon drawing from a holster. Now, this was initially designed for officers, but its compact size made it popular for everyday carry. The 70 series was produced from 1970 to 1983, and I think it's exemplified by the gun shown here, which is in obviously very high condition. And that included the accurized collet barrel bushing. That was probably the major difference. There is a bushing inside the slide here that grips the barrel, and you can see that the barrel is flared towards the end here. This reduces play in the slide and barrel lockup, thus improving the accuracy of the firearm. Now, the thing that I perhaps like the most about the 70 series is that they're renowned for their exceptional bluing finish. Hopefully this is coming across. The marks you see on here are just like oil from where I've cleaned the gun. But I think, to my eye and many other collectors, the bluing on this example is deep, and black in its luster, and it's widely considered to be amongst Colt's finest work outside of their vintage Python series. The 80 series was manufactured from 1983 to present day, and it incorporated an internal firing pin safety to help make the gun a bit more safe if you dropped it. And post 1988 models reverted to a solid barrel bushing due to concerns about the collet bushing breaking under heavy use, although I've not heard of anybody that actually experienced that. And Colt also produced the Gold Cup National Match, which is a hand-selected and hand-finished version of 70 and 80 series guns. And I'm going to cover those in an upcoming episode on the channel where I'll be looking at Stallone's classic Cobra. Finally, the 90 series, launched in 1991, was Colt's response to competition from lower-cost manufacturers like Springfield Armory.
Thanks.
The movie gun versus my example. In Magnum P.I, the Colt 1911 is supposed to be the pistol that Magnum carried during his service in Vietnam. I learned this from an online resource that I use daily, who's actually a friend of the channel, and I don't think everyone is aware of this yet. So I wanted to tell you about the Internet Movie Firearm Database, or as I like to refer to it, the Movie Gun Bible. And this is a community-driven website that's been in operation for about 20 years now, and it has an exhaustive list of guns used in every movie, TV show, and video game in the 20th and 21st centuries. So if you're ever wondering which gun appeared in what production, this is the place to go and look, because it will tell you. And here's a picture of the actual prop weapon on screen from the show, and according to IMFDB, I've learned two really interesting things about the Magnum gun. The first one is that Magnum's military Colt 1911A1 was actually really a commercial 70 series, just like this, manufactured in the last year of production from 1983. And two, due to the availability of blanks on location in Hawaii, the armorers went with a factory 9mm version. In this case, my example is pretty much a match for the movie gun that was used, except of course, the grips. Accuracy of firearms portrayal in the series. Okay, as of the recording date of this video, I've already analysed two other 1980s TV series, The A-Team and Miami Vice, and the scores were wildly different. So place your bets. How is Magnum P.I. going to stack up?
Am I to take it that you're suggesting that we bet on the outcome of the mixed doubles?
Tut. A gentleman's wager, just between us two coaches, Higgy baby.
Unlimited use of your aerial services for 2 months for the purpose of photographic essays.
The tennis court, the hot tub, Robert Masters VTR for the same amount of time.
Done.
Want to bet?
Yes, whatever it is you want. The car for a month, the tennis courts for a year, the wine cellar, whatever it is, it's still not going to work.
There are times when one human being really shouldn't take advantage of another. But this wasn't one of them.
Firearm capacity. The 1911 capacity of the 1980s era is typically 7 rounds, although 8-round mags were also in circulation at the time. Do you think Magnum also carried an extra one in the chamber, cocked and locked? Yeah, exactly. I didn't go through all the episodes to make this video, but I did watch a lot of them over the past few months. You've seen some of the scenes already in the build-up, and I have to say that usually Magnum's engagements are either a single shot at the end of an episode to deal with a bad guy, or a short firefight. I must have looked at over 30 scenes with the 1911 in, and I didn't see any that exceeded the capacity. So, easy grade A.
Magnum! This is outrageous!
Caliber capability. As we've discussed, the gun is supposed to be a 45, but in production they opted for a 9mm. While the effects differ, let's focus on whether the shots convincingly portray the impact of a handgun on their targets. I find that while the bullet impacts themselves are physically plausible, their effects on the targets sometimes lack realism. For example, in the scene where Magnum shoots Colonel Decker, wrong TV show, where he shoots Colonel Green, we see significant blood, yet the Colonel seems relatively unfazed and more concentrating on delivering his lengthy confession. Conversely, in the pilot episode, Magnum's former teammate Philippe takes a shot to the chest, but the squib barely bloodies his suit, and yet he expires quickly. I'm left wondering, should I be this critical? Perhaps, but then again, Magnum also surprises. If you look again at that same scene that I just criticized, you see the round displaying the effects of over-penetration as it passes straight through Philippe and cracks the mirror. Overall then, I think this category is almost solid. Grade A-.
Simply put, you are not qualified for this work.
Gee, Higgins, I don't think that's very nice.
Actor and character accuracy. Could they make the shots they took? As expected for a former SEAL, Magnum demonstrates excellent fire discipline, avoiding spray and pray tactics, especially when civilians are present. However, I did notice a couple of scenes where his aim appears pretty poor, or the gunfight choreography felt unrealistic. Most of Magnum's engagements are within typical pistol range, so accuracy is generally believable. This scene, however, presents the most challenging shot that I observed. Could a former Navy SEAL make this shot? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I have any doubts there. Therefore, my primary critique lies in the scripting, filmmaking, and acting of these scenes. And these issues are easily nitpicked with the benefit of 40 more years of filmmaking development. So I'm going to overlook these minor points and go with another grade, A-.
I'm a private investigator. I don't play games.
Overall grade for firearms accuracy in Magnum P.I. A well-deserved grade, A-.
My God, man, have you completely lost your mind? Don't start with me. It's not what you think. It's not even close.
Other movies and TV shows the 1911 is featured in. Unsurprisingly, the Colt 1911 platform has appeared in hundreds of movies and TV shows over the last 100 plus years. Yeah, let that time period sink in. The most interesting ones to me are the World War II and Vietnam War era movies, which typically feature the 1911A1 military version in 45 ACP. I'm going to save those movies for a future episode once I can showcase you all a true military surplus example. The Magnum P.I. gun and this particular example is a 70 series in 9mm, and I can only find one other movie of note that the 9mm version featured in. Here are some of the scenes from that movie that's been requested many times by viewers on this channel. I think even one of them in the comments said that it was criminally underrated. It also happens to be identical to my example with exactly the same walnut stocks. So here's Benicio Del Toro and Ryan Philippe each wielding one in The Way of the Gun.
Okay, boys, we want this to go down nice and quiet, so put the guns down. Come on, guys, we got you dead to it. It's over. What?
The people, man, the people.
Can't you people see there are guns here? Get the fuck out!
And that's almost a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and once again, thanks for your support by subscribing, liking, commenting, and hitting that bell icon button. Please check out my other videos, and don't forget to let me know what films and firearms you'd like to see me feature next. Finally, as I teased in the intro, here's a few scenes from Magnum that I love, leading up to my favorite scene from the entire show, the one that stuck with me through the decades.
Ivan?
Yes?
Did you see the sunrise this morning?
Yes. Why?